Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Adnan Samir Nasser. This video is concerning week 4 of teaching physics to grade 9 British, both male and female section. So for week 4, the plan is what I did for week 4 was that I touched on thermal capacity and I continued thermal capacity from from week 3. Mainly for week 4, since now we have enough material and we have a lot of ideas, a lot of questions were given in the class as work, as classwork, and as homework, as both multiple choice questions and as essay questions, uh, so that the students would practice and would gain knowledge and be able to solve on their own, and to also for me to check their understanding so far. So first, we repeated, excuse me, we repeated what we did in thermal capacity, and we explained how is the expansion and contraction from previous knowledge, how it affect, because later on I'm going to explain the ideas on how heat convection would require the understanding of contraction and expansion. For specific heat capacity, we explained what is the meaning of specific heat capacity and why is it unique for each substance, and why is it important, so that later we can know what is the thermal capacity of an object and what is the main difference, because there is a lot of confusion between specific heat capacity and thermal capacity. So to explain the idea more and more, I repeat it because I wanted to make sure that the students would understand the main differences, and experiment to determine the thermal heat capacity was done with all the lab requirements that that they are supposed to know, so that they would be able to know the experiment, because some of the materials they will still take it in grade 10, like a meter or voltmeter. So all of these were explained so that they would know how to plan experiments for finding the specific heat capacity of an object. And this is very important because later on we're going to explain latent heat, and they will see how the energy provided to cause an object to heat or cool is different than the heat provided whenever you have a change of state. So this must be established before moving on. But mainly for this week, it was all solving and practicing using this e-learning. And alhamdulillah, from what I saw, it went excellent, went very well. A lot of students were interacting, they were understanding. The students who did not understand asked repeatedly. It's just like we were in class, even better, because we save a lot of time from checking the whiteboard and those stuff. So this was mainly the summary for week 4. It was about repeating thermal capacity, explaining the main differences between specific heat capacity, thermal capacity, planning an experiment, comparing how thermal capacity changes whenever we have the same object but different experiments, different experimental conditions. And this week was mainly about solving, trying to solve multiple choice questions, essay questions, and I uploaded solution for the homework. So we discussed the homework as well. I explained I solved the homework with them, and they practiced how to check their mistakes on their own, because I sent them their grades without telling them where their mistakes were, and they asked me about their mistakes. So I told them, now it's your job. I will upload the solution. I will discuss the solution with you, and then each one of you can check where their mistakes are. And alhamdulillah, that went really well, because all of them knew why they were deducted the mark, why did some get full mark. So they were able to comprehend and understand how to check for their own mistakes. And that was the summary for what we did in week 4. Thank you all for listening.